If you're looking to establish credibility in a market, it's fine to use a 7th grade vocabulary and be clear. But a 7th grade insight isn't establishing credibility in a market at all, because it is, of course, only a 7th grade insight. And so who are the people who are going to be excited about your 7th grade insight? Desperate buyers. You end up speaking to the wrong client and getting the wrong client in. We have found that a thoughtful approach to thought leadership has been much more effective than the traditional marketing or content marketing, social media guru marketing advice that gets sent about. And I think that there are a couple of significant reasons for that. The first one begins with where you see traditional marketing advice go awry is actually fairly early. There are a bunch of downstream effects of certain pieces of advice, including, for instance, right at a 7th grade level, which we think doesn't work at all. There's a difference between a 7th grade vocabulary and a 7th grade insight. If you're looking to establish credibility in a market, it's fine to use a 7th grade vocabulary and be clear. But a 7th grade insight isn't establishing credibility in a market at all, because it is, of course, only a 7th grade insight. And so who are the people who are going to be excited about your 7th grade insight? Desperate buyers. You end up speaking to the wrong client and getting the wrong client in. The other downstream effects are we now have to rely on third-party credibility because the insight isn't providing any of our own credibility. And so we now have to rely on third-party credibility. So that's going to be likes. That's going to be views. We're going to have to get into pods. We're going to have to do all sorts of things in order to create awareness. But once somebody has awareness, it's a little bit like the crazy guy walking through a subway in New York City or similar. You can gain a lot of attention, but you're not providing that much insight once you have it. And everybody says, well, you've got my attention, but now all I really do is see that you're crazy and I'm going to ignore you. So then you have to do all these other things. You have to put up a lot of testimonials. You have to help people in their inboxes. You got a 99% of people are going to be upset with the way you're pelting them in the inbox, and so you're going to pelt them, and then you're going to have a 1% conversion. And if you have a high volume, enough volume, this all works, but it certainly doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't work with wealth managers. It doesn't work with people who sell life insurance. It doesn't work with people who simply care enough about other people, does not want to pelt their inboxes and want to actually serve other people. And insight, as we define thought leadership, inside someone else's attention span, carries with it its own credibility. It is by its nature client serving. It can't be a 7th grade insight. It has to be a real insight for the field. The difficulty is they're fairly hard to come by. And so instead of spending all of our attention over here, which is what everybody does before they tend to start working with us, we spend the attention here. What's the quality of the insight? Why do we know that the things we know are true? What's the benefit of that to both the writer and to the reader? The reader learns, and we get inherent desire as humans to learn. It's maybe the prime thing that we are primed to do is to learn. And so people immediately start saying, whenever I read your stuff, I learn. So that's fantastic. And the next thing that happens is you stay in contact with 100% of your market because people learn every time they get it. So if we get this skill, if we get insight inside somebody else's attention span, we immediately have a faster, more thoughtful, better communication, and the people are sold by the time they get on the phone with you because they know how much credibility you're carrying into the conversation. You can get lower volume and still do good business, but we need deeply held insights. What we find out is that the education system and our business systems don't actually particularly encourage us to have deep insights about things. So this is why we do what we do. So all that is standing between marketing, which you probably don't like and are probably to a certain degree embarrassed to put out, and sales copy and things that you're embarrassed to do, and marketing and sales copy and a sales process that you're very proud of, All that's really standing in the way is, do we have a process for gaining insight, and do we have a process for getting it down and delivering those insights inside somebody else's attention span? We would also say, do you have a community of people who can support you, because it's fairly difficult work, but smart people can do it. The greatest market is the intelligent buyer, who also, by the way, happens to be the person who leads departments, the person who has successful businesses, the person who has an income in order to hire other people to actually help them is going to be the intelligent buyer. And so all of these things we have found, and our clients have found, that if you have this, and we have a process that we would like to teach to help you through this, if you have this, you've got the world.
Hello, my friends. Thank you very much for taking a look at our video. If you are in the content marketing space, or you do a lot of content marketing for your business, or you're a thought leader and you're looking to do TED Talks, or you're looking to write books, or if you're an executive looking to level up your communication and improve your career opportunities, or you are a corporate leader and you're looking for training information on how to improve the quality of writing in your organization, there's a link on or around this video and in the description below that's going to bring you to a place where you can get some information, a lot of it for free. And it's always an honor when you choose to subscribe. I'm grateful for your time. Thank you very much.